This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the 606 Media Studios. This is the TCSF podcast with Big Z in house. We got JC Dynasty Fantasy Football, and we got Stevie B from the No Water on the Weekend podcast. Episode 235 is brought to you by 606 Media. True Chicago sports fans, don't forget to go to 606media.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirts, or check out the new merch line, or how Steve sees it,
collection.
The new collection of the For Love of Sports. Go get your official merch now. And if you want some beautiful hats that JC is making, ones of ones, special editions, hit up JC at JC Dynasty's Finest Football on his Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. And if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, X, we're streaming on Twitch, we're on YouTube. What are you supposed to do, Stevie B?
Smash and subscribe.
There you go. Smash and subscribe that button. And if you're on your favorite podcast, remember to give us a 5-star review and leave some kind words or shoot us up on the charts. We really appreciate that. Remember, you can support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. Go over there and click on the support button and subscribe for as little as 99 cents a month. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to our other shows. No Water on the Weekend is with Steven and Sean every Monday. It should be out. Is it out?
I think Sean's finalizing and finishing it up right now.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. You forgot to press record.
Yeah. So we were streaming on Twitch, and he hit the start button on there, but 8 minutes in, he forgot to hit start on the box. Not going to throw any sponsors' names on there, but so that's what happened.
It's all good. It's a learning process when you're switching over from audio to video and audio. So right. Your first couple of episodes is very glitchy, so don't even worry about that. You can also check out Impossicated with Big Z. That's a podcast where we dive deep into guest life stories. Each episode features engaging conversations, fascinating guests, and a healthy dose of humor. Again, all these, you can find them at 606 Media. You can click on the show that you want to watch or listen to. All the shows are updated on there. You can see our whole library, or you can just go to our YouTube channel, or you can go to your podcast app and just favorite, and you'll get notifications anytime a new episode pops up. So without further delay, let's start off with episode 235, UnWatchable. And it is a very slow news day in Chicago, but we are going to talk about what's going on in the world of sports. Let's start off with the NBA All-Star Weekend. Did you guys watch it? I mean, I know JC was working, so I'm not sure how much clips did you watch. Stevie B, did you get to watch anything?
Yeah, I watched the slam dunk contest.
Okay.
Anything special. He kind of did that same thing with Blake Griffin jumping over a Kia car. So it's kind of like the same thing. Yesterday's game for the All-Star game was just terrible. I think there was only 27 minutes of basketball that was actually played, I believe. I think that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
And the rest of it was all Kevin Hart, taking over and pretty much mostly like a concert, if that. And you could tell that the players' faces were like, I'm done. I want to go home. I'm over this. This is like a train wreck. But it got outshined through another event, and we could talk about that later. But overall, I don't think it was a success. Like, it just looked like a music concert. That's all it was.
Yeah, JC, your impressions?
The only thing I really know about the All-Star game, I know Serge had texted in the group chat that Kevin Hart was absolutely annoying. And I saw the clip of the dunk contest person basically redoing Blake Griffin's dunk. So to me, that's, what are we doing? Like, just don't even do the All-Star game and just keep it moving.
At this point, the All-Star game for the NBA has become what the Pro Bowl is for the NFL, where it is pointless and useless, and players do not want to go. Players do not want to engage in it. The Pro Bowl is at the end of the season, where there's no risk of injury and hurting yourself for the rest of the season. That may matter. Where the NBA, it's literally because we've been talking about this for a couple a couple of years, where it's literally an AAU league where these guys all grew up together playing basketball since they were 12 on different AAU teams, traveling and knowing each other and then joining each other. And that's what the NBA is. So now there's no animosity. Everybody's friends. Everyone's worried about their brand. Everyone's worried about, how they look on Instagram and all the likes and everything. And I really think that's taken away from the competitive nature of what should be a great basketball game with the best talent in the world, right? That's the whole point of it, is to see the best talent versus the best talent and see who comes out on top. We saw that with Michael in the Jordan era. We saw that with Kobe and, in his era as he took on the mantle. And I feel like LeBron has fumbled the next generation because he is the one that took over supposedly for Kobe, right? That's where the torch got passed to the next big superstar. So now you have, I don't even know how many iterations of an NBA All-Star game have we had, but this one where you have a coach picking his players versus some G League guys, and then another team playing some G League guys, and then we had a long halftime show, and then we got another game, and like Steve B said, there was like less than half an hour of basketball. Like, this made no sense, and that first to 40, I think it's stupid. I really think it's stupid. I don't. Right now, who has the best All-Star game?
So I'd say, well, I don't know if it's an All-Star game, but it's hockey right now. That took the show this weekend. So
was that their All-Star game?
It wasn't an All-Star game, but it's like the Four Nations, but it's like a play-in tournament, but it's like through countries. It's not even through.
So they're not going to have an All-Star weekend?
They probably will, but I mean,
Okay,
this is
so
like
it's
a play-in. But
Think of it as like a very small Olympics.
yeah,
break. Okay, which is fine. But okay, if you take the four major sports, which one has the better All-Star game?
maybe baseball, honestly, because everyone's playing hard. Everyone's trying to hit home runs. I think stealing bases, and it's less risk of injury unless you get hit with a pitch or you break your finger or bend it when you slide or pull a hamstring. I mean, I think that's probably the easiest one in my books. At least there's competition.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Steven. Baseball, like I said, I understand football, like why there's issues there because, again, it's such a physical, hard contact sport. Like none of the players want to go out there and get injured when there's tens of millions of dollars on the line. ACLs, rotator cuffs, broken ribs, Achilles tears. Like there's so many issues in the game of football that can happen where baseball, it's like, okay, like I have a strained quad or I twisted an ankle rounding the base or Tommy John at worst for a pitcher. But otherwise, like I really don't see any massive injuries for baseball players, in an all-star game that can occur. Maybe a broken hand because a pitch, you get hit by a pitch, too close inside and you don't get your hand out of the way. But I mean, the NBA is one of those, it should be a good all-star game.
Right.
But it's just the fact of these players are divas and, we're not getting paid to do this, or
they are getting paid. They're getting bonuses.
Yeah,
but it's not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough for them to care.
Right.
And like I said, you want to make it interesting. Hey, $250,000 prize to the dunk contest. Like you want to make this stuff interesting. Let's go. Like put the money out there. The NBA makes more than enough money that they can put a prize out there to entice some guys to come out here and put on a show. But they don't. It's like, we're going to give you 30,000, and the players are like, I get fined more than that for wearing the wrong socks. You know what I mean? So it's one of those where it doesn't make sense for the players to come out there and want it. Now, like, skill, like, and don't get me, like, I love the 3-point contest, but again, nobody wants to compete in it. I like the dunk contest, but it's stale. There really hasn't been any new dunks or anything interesting or, worth watching in the dunk contest. Like, oh my God, I jumped over a Kia that was parked directly under the basket. Like half the vehicle is under the basket. So it's like, did you really jump over a car?
He still jumped over a vehicle. It's still an impressive dunk. It's still an impressive dunk for a guard.
If I hop over a fender, dunk, and then stand on the middle point of the hood, that is not jumping over a car.
He cleared it, didn't he?
Yeah, he cleared it.
He cleared it. Blake Griffin didn't. Blake Griffin did. No. He stood on the hood. This kid actually did clear the front end of the car because of the way they parked it this time. But yeah, Blake Griffin stood on the hood after he dunked, and it was like, okay, so you didn't even clear the car.
Hey, well, yeah, and he's a lot bigger. I see.
I was more impressed by Nate dunking over Shaq or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
give me a guy who's 5'9" dunking over 7'3".
Yeah, I see that, and I also see like no one wants to compete, and now you have a G leaguer winning 3 years in a row. So that's a slap in the face to any NBA guy who prides himself in dunking. Like, where's Zion? Like, why isn't he? He's a dunker, right? Why isn't there? It should be like you say, hey, let's get Zach LaVine. Let's get all the former guys that are still here, that are former champions. Make it, an elimination tournament, whatever. Let's say you get 6 guys. It doesn't have to be a lot because that does take forever. You get 6 guys, and you can rotate these 6 guys in year out. The guy who wins has to compete the next year, unless he's injured. He has to compete and defend this title. There's got to be something on the line, like JC said. The payouts for the All-Star game, $125,000 to the winning team. Second place is $50,000. Third and fourth place get $25,000. With all the sponsorships that they did and all the ad placements that they did, that is nothing. So I can see why guys are like, I don't care. Why LeBron 1 hour prior to game, it's like, nah, my ankle is rolled. I don't want to play. You literally took a spot from a person that could have used the money. Let's say he's on the winning team and he's making league minimum or just above it and gets another $125,000. Come on, LeBron, you're being selfish. And then he comes out there in street clothes while they introduce the lineup. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, he didn't even put on the jersey.
Right. This is why no one watches the NBA, because they're divas. They're just divas. They want everything. They're entitled. They're everything that's wrong with a sport right now. The NFL is for a reason. Those guys bust their butts out there. Yes, some of them do get paid a lot. Some don't. The offensive linemen should be getting paid more, right? You're looking at those guys who are putting the bodies on the line. Those guys should be getting paid a lot more. Your wide receivers are divas. Your quarterbacks are divas, right? Obviously, we get it. Why, right? That's where the action's at. But the NBA, these guys are entitled. You got guys who don't play. Oh, I don't feel like playing today. I don't want to do a back-to-back. Yeah, I don't like my teammates. Paul George hasn't really played, and he's like taking vacation in so-and-so, I don't even know where, and he's getting paid over $100 million. He hasn't even played.
Give me the up-and-coming game. Like, it's so much better than like the actual veterans.
Yeah. And from my opinion, how to fix this, you put the USA versus the world. And I'm telling you right now, the world team is a lot better than USA team. You have Jokic and you have Wembley.
Wembanyama. Yeah.
Right. Jokic, you got Luka. There's a lot of players that are high caliber on the world side. And then you can even bring in, players from overseas, from other leagues that are champions or really good. Maybe, like kind of like the Royal Rumble, surprise injury. You get somebody and something exciting. You really have to mix it up. And I really think that if you put that on the line, it can incite a little bit of pride. Again, being LeBron, and I know we kind of crap on LeBron a lot, but if you're the face of the league, you're the big cheese, you're the guy who took over for Kobe on the mantle. Where's your leadership for the league? Where is that? Where you're an ambassador for the league, for your team, and for the sport. Just like, come on, where
He's
are
not.
you?
LeBron for the past 2 or 3 years is all about himself, and that's all he cares about. Like you watch some of the games he's playing in, he doesn't even run back on defense.
Oh no, he runs
He'll,
he runs half court, yeah, and waits for
he'll
turn
stand at right. He'll stand at 3/4 court or half court, and he won't play defense at all. All he cares about is stat padding to beat Michael Jordan so he can claim he's the GOAT or
No.
proclaim by himself that he is the GOAT. Because let's face it, LeBron, you are not the GOAT. You never will be. You are a selfish player. You are washed up at this point. What else can I say about LeBron? Cut your hair. Stop going to Turkey and trying to fill it in. What else?
Hey,
What
I
else
might
can
have to go
say
do
about
that.
LeBron? I am not a LeBron fan at this point. I haven't been a LeBron fan since he did the announcement. You know, that in its own tells you just what kind of person LeBron is. He needs the attention. He wants to be Hollywood, and that's all it's been. You know, he has his son on a team that doesn't deserve it.
Nope.
Like, let's stop right there. That tells you what kind of person LeBron is. Rather than making his Lakers team better, he cared more about drafting his own son and making a Nepo baby who is the worst player of all time in the NBA.
He's so bad. He is so bad.
I think he
Like,
had
I'm pretty
what?
sure
I don't even know his
out on
stats the
court
other
and I
day.
hit a couple threes.
He's worse. He's worse than Angel Reese. At least Angel Reese hits the rim.
Oh my god, dude! Did you see the Bulls one I sent you guys? The Bulls.
The Bulls.
Bang!
Oh
yeah, yeah. I love those Angel Reese videos of just like Angel Reese going to the rim, bang! Up 3 rebounds in a row, bang!
Yeah, he scored 9 points. Bronny did on.
That's his career high, probably.
Yeah,
probably career high. Yeah. So I mean, I think we can pretty much agree. I think that would be a good fitting for fixing the NBA game for the dunk contest.
How about this is a great idea for the NBA All-Star game, right? 8 teams, 5 players on each team, right? The NBA selects 8, team whatever coaches. Those coaches select their teams, and then it's best to 30, and it's like a tournament, like a NCAA tournament, best to 30 points. And as the teams go out, you have one team that wins the championship. Because that way, you got.
That's what they tried to do.
Right, but but what they're doing is like, oh, LeBron's got one team and Anthony Davis has one team, or you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those situations where they're only picking 2 teams. What I want is 8 teams with 5 or 6, you know what I mean? Like where it's 8 head coaches and they have a pool of players, and it's like, okay, now you got to put your best 5 together. So whether, you make Wembley the head coach of 1, you make, LeBron 1, you make Jokic 1, Luka 1, you know what I mean? Like, so, or,
be honest,
the Greek Freak, you know what I mean? Like you do one of those where, and they pick their best 5 or whatever 5 they want to play with. Not only that, because then you're going to have a stir in the pot kind of situation where, hey, Luka, come here, come play with me. And then it's like, oh no, I'm going to go play with so-and-so, or like everybody's fighting for Steph, one of those situations where everyone's trying to get players to their team and not even having a draft pick thing.
I could think that can, or you could do a draft, but it can, let's say you base it off the skills challenge. So you have one representative from each one, and whoever has the fast, then the ascending order or descending order, whatever it may be, if you have the best time, you get the number 1 pick for your team, and it goes in that order.
What I'd rather do is like I'd rather have it announced at the beginning of the season who like the head coaches are of each team. Like at opening night, game 1, hey, these are the 8 coaches. Hey guys, we want you to go put together a team of 5. Go, like, we'll make you whatever jersey you want. we'll talk with Nike, whatever team name you want, whatever number you want, we'll make that happen. Right. So you are a team of 5. And then, and like I said, it goes into a tournament, best to 30 points. Whoever gets the 30 points first moves on. Cause like, I think that's doable in one night where you have like a 2-hour, 3-hour, show still, because you can still do an intermission after, the quarterfinals or whatever. You could do your little concert, your musical act, your comedy, whatever. But I think it makes it way more interesting because by announcing the coaches at the beginning of the season, then throughout the season, they have to put their team together and fight for Steph or fight for Clay or fight for whoever to come play on their team. And there's going to be backstabbing and there's going to be friendships and there's going to be all kinds of havoc. And I'm for it.
That's a good idea. I can't disagree with that. That'd be something exciting. You give them a timeline. We start, season starts in October, and you'll have till Christmas Day, and you make.
I think it's a little unrealistic. Yeah, I think it's a little unrealistic to do it like at the skills challenge the night before, and then like
draft order. Yeah,
right, yeah, draft order.
I mean, you can do it for who plays first and who plays second or who plays third. Best time, then you have the last game.
Or like based on the skill, like one player from each team has to do the skills challenge or the dunk contest or the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
How about that? Like, so of the 8 teams, one player has to represent the team in each of the skill building challenges. And then they get to choose what team they go against in the tournament round 1.
There's hundreds of possibilities to make it way more interesting. Yeah, definitely. I'm down for it. I'm all for it. And then you have guys competing in multiple things, and obviously they get paid for each one. But hey, it's going to make it a more exciting product because there's more competition. Competition will breed competition, and when you have that, we have a great product. Right now, they do not have a great product.
Yeah, like the 2-team situation. Like I said, I don't see it. Like none of the guys want to. Like it's not a competition. It's more like, hey, I'm hanging out with my bestie. Let me do a 30-foot layup, or whatever. It's not fun to watch.
That was us yesterday, right, Big Z? We're all
yeah.
being besties. All being besties. That's my bestie.
Yeah,
that's my
bestie. Other buddy who didn't answer my text messages this weekend.
First of all, I was playing Fortnite. Okay, I saw it. The game kicked in. I had to jump and land somewhere because I was getting shot at. I was like, all right, hold on, let me put it aside. Then I got up to grab something to drink, and then the night got later. I got fuzzy, and then I woke up, and then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to take JC back. Oh, my bad. My bad.
I was like 6 blocks
huh?
I was like 6 blocks from your place drinking, and you wouldn't even come out. Horrible.
I'm sorry. I would have.
The guy whose moniker is no water on the weekends.
Well, I was drinking, but not unfortunately with you guys, and that's
how about this moniker? No Fortnite on the weekends.
Ooh, that's a tough sell. Definitely, you'd have to pay me good money to not do that. So
you don't have any streaming followers yet. You're good.
Well, it's getting there. I didn't tell you this PlayStation thing is crazy. And if you guys know how to set it up, please give me a holler because I'm can't figure it out. And I'm watching tutorials. I've been looking all over, but I think it's the task cam. And don't tell Sean, or sorry, you could bleep that. But the thing that I'm using, the audio, I don't know, like where it's coming through the speaker through the controller. It's a mess. I have to shut that off.
You sound like Surge.
Yeah, I do. But I'm at least going on YouTube and looking things up and trying to figure it out because I can't always bother Sean like I'm bothering you. You know,
shout out to Surge.
So, but no, again, after all those great ideas, I don't think I'd still watch it. I don't think there's not that much good talent anymore. I think there's like 8 good people, and that's it. There's not that much talent.
I think there's talent. It's just they're not trying.
Well, like I said, that's why it makes it interesting for the backstabbing aspect of like trying to entice players to come play on your 5 versus like, Giannis's 5 or whoever, like you got to make
that many. Do you have that many players that you could fill 4 teams with that are that talented?
There's got to be 40 players that can fill 8 teams.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the other point is like, you don't want to make it where it's like even still, even if it's like one team's all G League, I would love to see them take it to LeBron and beat them in the tournament. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're going to stack your team, but at the same time, like, we're still going to kick your ass to 30. Let's do this. Like, that's what it's all about.
I would give LeBron nothing but G League players. It could be him and his son and whoever else.
His friends.
His nobody wants to go to the Lakers and play with him unless they get traded there.
Yeah. Speaking of fighting, since we're fighting, the NHL had their tournament, and I know Steven watched it.
USA.
Yeah. It was fireworks from the moment it started. 3 seconds in, gloves off, let's go, ding, ding, ding. And it was
in Canada started some stuff before the game.
Well, they started booing the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
That's what set the whole thing off. They do the national anthems both countries. Boom, boom, boom. They do the face off. They're already chirping at each other. Puck drops. Boom, gloves off. At 3 seconds, first punch is landed. I'm all for it. I love the hockey fighting. As as long as it, they can break it up before they get down to the ice, right? It's impressive. One, you're on skates. You're not on regular ground where you have footing. You're skating and you're still throwing and landing. Again, I was all for it. USA did take the win 3-1. I think
we're gonna have a rematch. Well, they're playing right now.
Oh, they're playing right now. Okay,
they're playing right now against Sweden, but it doesn't mean anything because Thursday night they're going to be in Boston at the Garden. Going to be another rematch between these two teams.
Oh, gotta watch that one. Watch that.
Yep. And fun fact. After all, ABC averaged 4.4 million views in the U.S. It's the most for a non-Stanley Cup final since 2019. That shows you how competitive it is. The Canuck brothers, dangerous, like scoring, hitting, and talking to each other. And then their dad was also on Team USA and got into a fight. So it's kind of cool that they had a family moment. Like all of them have a fight now in that. It's Keith Tkachuk, not Canuck, Tkachuk, and Matthew Tkachuk, and then Brady. So they definitely got their punches in. Nothing but awesome hockey this whole time. I caught the Canada game. I loved it. But I'm excited for Thursday. But the worst part is I'm going to be bowling. So
they have it up on the screen, don't they?
They do. I'm going to have to tell them to. It's going to be on ABC, I believe. So I'd rather just be watching the game instead of bowling. Don't tell Sean that, but
yeah, I'll be at work, but I'll definitely try and make sure I stream it. Because I mean, if there's going to be some more fights, I'm in.
There's got to be more fights.
Yeah,
there's got to be some payback.
This has been nothing but a success this whole time. It's been nothing but success for the NHL to have people watching it. And like, there's other people here in the United States that are from Sweden, are from Canada. And it's like, it's still like a household. Like we got to watch it. And it's like, I don't know, especially with the world, what's going on and where we're at, we're not the likable losers anymore, but we're also dominating Canada, which is also great. Blame Canada. Blame. But yeah, no, go ahead, JC.
What I got to say is that, I've been to many of hockey games where we've gone against Canadian opponents, and I don't ever remember booing like during the Canadian national anthem.
No, there's no need to.
At a hockey game or anywhere else. Like as an American, like we just kind of just stand there and hey, like let it play out and cool.
Yeah.
But for like Canadians to boo the American national anthem, you got what you deserved. Good. I'm glad we beat you, 3 to whatever, 3 to 1, 3 to whatever.
3 to 1, 3 to 1.
And
3 to 1.
I'm glad we also kicked your ass in every single fight that happened.
That's a
Not
double
only
win.
that, I mean, some of the hits they were laying on these guys into the boards,
Yep.
Yes.
like America was setting a tone of y'all better put some respect on it.
I love it. I love it.
And there's a reason it's called a Canada Goose, and we have an eagle. So eagle eats goose every single time. I had the same experience outside today. Sean was like, hey, go to the back window. There's a hawk eating a pigeon. Kind of like reference what good luck we're going to have on Thursday. There's no eagles around here, but we got a hawk and a pigeon's, Canada. So, so I'm happy. I'm really happy for this. I think it's great for the NHL because I feel like they get underpaid than everyone else who plays sports. They hit harder. They play tough. Like
They play hurt.
Yeah. I mean, that's the culture that they set, but it's still, you're tough. You play through the pain. And I'm happy. I can't wait for Thursday. It's still tied. Excuse me. Sweden is up 2 to 1, but probably they're resting the main guys.
If the game doesn't matter, you're letting the rest of the guys get some playing time. Guys that don't get on the ice, nothing gives them time.
Absolutely. So I'm okay with that. It doesn't mean anything, but Canada won 5-3 against Finland today. So we shall see how Thursday goes. But we'll be in our group chat.
America goes out there and sets the tone again and puts the shoulder into the board.
We're gonna be home. We're gonna be in Boston.
Do you think it starts off with a fight again?
Yeah, I think so. I bet you we could make a bet on an app that we could do that.
But we'll see if the Americans boo the Canadian national anthem now. I mean,
it's in Boston. It's in Boston.
But I think the fans will do it. I think the fans will be booing the Canadian national anthem. I don't think it'll be the players. I think the players said, "You booed our national anthem. We whooped your ass on the ice and in the game. You want to say something else? We'll bring it again. Say something again, so I'll whoop your ass." Essentially, that's what the USA team is going to say. The Canadian Boston, we know what Boston fans are like. All right, very disrespectful. They will be the ones booing the Canadian national anthem. I don't think you should be booing anybody's national anthem, but I think Boston TD Garden, they're going to boo that team out of the building. I don't know if ABC is gonna will they censor it? Will they take the sound out?
Or they maybe not just have it played. I think they won't show it on TV. I don't know.
We'll do a commercial break. We'll be right back.
We'll hear. Oh, we got a special message from our president while they do the national anthem, and then they cut back. Yeah, that could be a thing. I don't know. I don't know if he doesn't have.
That might be worse than just letting them air the national anthem.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I could see Trump being like, if they lose this game, we are making Canada the 51st state.
We're taking all of Niagara Falls.
Not just half of it, all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Avocados will now be known as Americados.
That's a good one. That's awesome.
That's a really good one. Oh man. Let's transition over to NCAA basketball. Discussions in the NCAA tournament expansion continue to swirl among college basketball conference commissioners. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, a decision on whether to increase the field to 76 teams. This will begin in 2026, is in the near horizon. So they're looking to lean to 76. It might be just 72 with four play-ins, but they haven't reached a consensus yet. I mean, the last time we did an expansion was in 2011 with the first four bracket, the play-in bracket, to get them to 68. So it's also been 40 years since we doubled it from 32 to 64. Your impression before I give my take on this, you guys give me your impressions of going from 64, 68 right now to a 76 field, 8 more teams.
Steven, go ahead.
It doesn't matter to me. I didn't go to a great college like that, so I don't really watch college basketball. So I don't really.
Really?
March Madness.
Literally probably 10 days worth of buzzer beaters and upsets. It is so exciting from the day it starts on Thursday till that Monday, Sunday night, and then it's great basketball, man.
No, doesn't do it for me. It takes up space on my ESPN, or if I'm watching, something else. Like
it's way better than NBA basketball.
Oh, absolutely. Right. I just know that as soon as they leave from college and they go there, it's like they reset, Well,
now they don't have to leave because of the NIL. Some of these guys will not make it to the NBA. The entire time you had players showing out and then getting an NBA contract and then they fizzle out, right? The plan as a kid is to get to the NBA and get paid. So you can pay, buy your mom a house or pay off her bills or whatever the situation may be. But right now what you have is you're getting paid in college and you get NIL deals and you can take advertisement deals and you can make millions before you even become a pro. And I could do that for 5 years.
I mean, it's not a bad gig. I'm not saying it's not. It doesn't do it for me. Like, I'll watch it and make small bets, but I'm not watching every single game or following all of them. No.
It's just like Christmas morning, man. Even JC watches the NCAA tournament.
I do, but I don't watch like the first round or two, like, because I mean, like a lot of it's like teams that like who's whatever this team like
Kansas State or I don't know. I'm just thinking of a small town. Go ahead.
No, Kansas State's a big.
It'll be like University of Phoenix is in the top 64 teams, playing for, and it's just one of those where it's like, all right, I don't know any of these. Like, yeah, I know the top teams, the Dukes, the Kentuckys, the
North
teams
Carolina,
like Loyola every now and again here in Illinois. But again, like there's some teams out there where it's like I don't follow the NCAA that much to really know. Like, here's my theory: until there's a perfect bracket made, I don't think we should expand the tournament. That's just my theory. That said, I mean, look, we all know what it is. They want to expand the tournament because instead of starting on a Thursday, now they'll start on a Wednesday. All right. That's one more day of ad revenue, of games, of ticket sales at different arenas around the country, etc. So we know what that is all about. That's all it is how can we make more money? Oh, let's add in like 6 more trash teams that don't really deserve to be here, but we'll do it anyway.
To play devil's advocate, there is always 4 to 6 teams that do not get in that should have got in over whoever. Let's say you were the number 1 team, but you lose the Big Ten tournament, right? The idea is if you win the Big Ten tournament, then you get a bid, right? But let's say you were number 1 team and you lose it. Are you still the number 1 team? Some people, whoever it is, the selection committee, will be like, well, no, they didn't make it. They lost the tournament. They shouldn't be the number 1 team. And then you have that debate, right? And then you have some teams that are on the bubble that, they had a hard schedule rather than like North Carolina, who had like 6 cake games against Northeastern. They pick these very small schools to whoop them, and they pay those small schools to blow them out by 40 and 50. So it's like kind of college football does the same thing, right? They get some cake games to get the engine nice and lubed up, and then they start playing the regular schedule. But if you have a team that's, let's say they're 26-5, and they get in, and then your team that was 25-6 doesn't get in, but we beat them head to head, like there's some teams on a bubble. So I can see where it can help out being a devil's advocate right here. But at the same time, there is going to be some trash teams that, they got maybe 4,000 students enrolled and they slide in for no good reason. And then they get demolished when they play a Duke or North Carolina or Kansas, one of those powerhouses in basketball. And those games are not fun. I like watching the 4-5, the 8-9, the 6-12. Excuse me. I like watching those matchups, especially the upsets when they're so close. So for me, I think it is a money grab, but at the same time, more basketball makes more excitement for betting, for watching, and it gives a shot to a lot of kids that won't get the shot to be on a national stage.
No, like I said, I'm all for it, especially because I love the upsets. Like every year I love hearing that, some team, like I said, the University of Phoenix takes out of Villanova, and I love it. It's one of those where, it's a great thing to see that smaller schools come out there and they're ready to go while the big schools think, oh, we're going to walk all over this team, and then they get destroyed. So, I mean, it makes compelling TV to watch. And like I said, I love seeing that kind of stuff. But at the same time, like I said, let's be honest. This is just the NCAA trying to make more money. That's all it is. Because you can keep the tournament the same size and just make sure the right teams get in with the competition committee. But like I said, if this is what you want to do and you want to go about that route of adding, 8 more teams, go for it.
Yeah, it is a money grab. It is.
I will say this: Illinois, sorry for hanging Terrence Shannon Jr.'s jersey upside down. So I don't know if you guys saw that. They hung it upside down, and he pulled it down, and like everyone's like exchanging like it was correct, but it definitely wasn't. But yeah, that's an
epic fail. Epic fail.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Epic fail. Let's take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to talk a little baseball. Not much to report, but there's some stuff to talk about. But we'll come back with baseball, and then we'll finish the show with what you're watching. So, here's a little commercial. We'll be right back.
Hey there, Chicago enthusiasts. Are you ready to take your fandom to the next level? The True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast has got you covered with some serious cool merch that screams Chicago pride. From cozy sweaters to trendy tank tops, we got it all. Show off your love for the city with our iconic red, white, and blue logo, or stand out with our exclusive collection for the love of sports. Whether you're lounging at home, breaking a sweat at the gym, or cheering on your team at a game, our gear is a must-have for all you diehard Chicago sports fans out there. Don't hesitate. Visit bonfire.com/store/606-media-store/. Or simply just click the link in the description and snag your gear ASAP. Get ready to make some noise, show your pride, and embrace the Chicago spirit with True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast merch. Designed for you, the ultimate fan, for the love of sports.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with Big Z. We got JC, Dynasty Fantasy Football, and Stevie B from a lot of weekends, taking a potty break. Yeah, there's baseball to talk about, right? There's some baseball news. Sox look like they've been signing a couple veterans to round out the team. They signed Joey Gallo, maybe 10 years too late. They extended some minor league deals, nothing to talk about. But I think right now I'm starting to see Chris Getz's molding of the direction of what they want to do is bring these young kids up little by little and see what they can do at the big league level. If not, move the next kid up, and they're going to build through the draft for the next 2 years and then be able to spend. Will Jerry be involved at that point? Hopefully not. But I do see like there is a sort of direction that's being played out. I'm watching a lot of our friend Chuck Garfine, his reports, and who he's talking to. He talked to Maldonado. He's a pitcher, all-star pitcher. He won a championship with Texas, and he was in the playoffs with San Diego, and we signed him, and he wanted to come here. Don't ask me why, but he wanted to come here, and they interviewed him, and he said that Chicago is going to be a surprise team. They're not going to there's a lot of good players and what he sees so far and who he gets along with as far as personalities. It's a good culture. He was under Will Venable in Boston and in some other places. In Texas. So you have a lot of connections with these players that know the coaches that they brought in from everywhere. So I do see some kind of direction, and I don't want to say the H word, but there's a little bit of hope that they're not going to lose 100 games. Just a little slim sliver of hope that they won't.
It's like the thinnest meat of cheese and on a sandwich. It's like the thinnest slice.
Yeah, you can go to the deli. Like, can I get
You.
super thin? Super thin. I want to like be able to see through the piece of meat.
Yep.
That's how thin I want it, right? Again, I know what it is. I know what the outcome's going to be. I'm gonna go to a lot of these games for the giveaways just because I want to have fun over the summer. But I know what the team is. I'm representing my team. I'm wearing my Sox gear because it's a new season. We haven't lost yet. So again,
there's a chance. Hey, there's a chance to be the playoff team.
first of all, Cup fans, relax over there, because every time you guys lose, you always say wait till next year. So let it just play out for us on this side. We're losers. Yeah, we have already been eliminated from the playoff contention. All right, we already know that. All right, we've already been eliminated. We haven't even started spring training. But yeah, again, I'm excited. On the other side,
you want to say we talked about it briefly yesterday about Bobby.
Oh, thanks. I almost forgot. Yeah, Bobby Jenks was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, stomach cancer. So we are extending our prayers and well wishes to him and his family.
Yep.
He was coaching in the area. I think he was coaching. Was it the Dogs or Schaumburg? I think he was coaching here. I can't remember what team he was, but he was coaching here in the area. So Bobby Jenks, World Series champion. We wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he doesn't take him from us. So I think that's it on the White Sox. Cubs. They missed out on break.
Yeah,
they missed
out on break. You know how we missed out? You know why we missed out?
Because they were cheap.
No, because Theo Epstein helped kill the Cubs' chances of landing Alex Bregman in free agency because they talked to each other. That's it. That was an article that came out today.
Oh, boy.
That there was something that came out that he was talking to him, checking in. And yes, the Cubs did underpay him. I think it was 3 years instead of 4. That's the Cubby way, I guess. Now, I don't know.
I don't understand that mentality because he took a $120 million deal with opt-outs every year. So essentially, it's a 1-year contract. You're going to opt out anyways. So why wouldn't you just take the 3-year contract? You're still going to be eligible for free agency, and you still be young enough to do that. I know the Tigers offered him 6 years, $171 million with an opt-out after 1 year. Cubs offered 4 years, $120 with an opt-out after 26 and 27.
I think they pitched 115.
So he just chose more AAV. You know how much more he makes per year.
Right? Wouldn't you do the same thing?
No, I'm.
Why would I go to a team 6 year, 170 million when I can get 40 million a year? Like that makes no sense at all.
Like, I mean, the difference between 25 and 30 million. And again, there's nothing to snooze at in Boston. Boston has a pretty good team that they've put together this year. With trades from the White Sox, they got Crochet, and they already got their third baseman. They got a pitching staff. They're doing the right thing, right? They're getting back into contention in probably one of the hardest divisions in the American League. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know. I thought he could have been a good fit for Chicago, playing third base, but then you're moving Matt Shaw. What you're doing with Matt Shaw? I think the Cubs wanted to say, hey, we tried. This is what our number was. We don't want to go any higher, but we kind of believe in the kids that we got coming up. That's how I feel about it. I feel like, hey, they just dipped their toe in the pool, but if they didn't get them, they're not really upset.
Yeah, I think as a Cubs fan, like that's kind of how I felt about it was, hey, if we land them, great. But at the same time, if we don't, no big deal. Because, I mean, realistically, to pay that guy $40 million a year, I don't think the Cubs were ever going to go anywhere near that salary. So again, to keep your salary down, we're already high up there with Suzuki and Happ, and a lot of these guys are getting paid. So to keep that salary down, yeah, well, let's see what Shaw has. There's talks about if we don't roll with Shaw, there's a veteran out there, I forget his name, unfortunately.
Oh, He used to play for the Dodgers.
Turner.
Turner, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that last week, him being an option. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, kick the tires on Turner. And like I said, but I would give Shaw the option as like the first option to see what he's got.
Yeah, I would say Matt Shaw. Hey, you're playing third base. If we sign Turner, Turner's there to give you a breather. Once or twice a week. He can also play first base. And who's your first baseman? Why am I drawing a blank?
No, we traded Bush. We don't. No,
you didn't trade Michael Bush. Michael Bush.
No, well, he played.
Michael Bush.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah.
What was it? Wait, what was I thinking? What?
I
don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, you don't know what you're.
Honestly, I don't know what this roster is going to look all the time. It's always switching. So I don't even think we have a solid first.
Really? You don't believe in him?
I do, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like he's a great player, but it's like after last season of everyone being inconsistent and not hitting, and I don't know. I can't tell and give a great read on some of these guys sometimes. I'm happy that they're a Cub, but I hope the best for all of them. But, just because we didn't get Alex Bregman, I kind of want to still swing to get Dylan Cease at this point.
For 1 year? For a rental, you're going to have to give out at least your top prospect, one of your top prospects, top three easily.
I mean, that's what they're also saying.
That's the thing. Are you willing to give up a prospect for a rental? And if that's the case, you should be going over, that's the problem, is that they messed up last year by going over the threshold. So then now that they go over the threshold again, they get taxed doubled. So are you ready to win and contend this year is the question. If that's the case, go get Dylan Cease. And now you have one of the best rotations in MLB. And you can compete with the Atlanta and San Diego and the Dodgers. Now you can compete. And it's not a matter of when or not a matter of if, but when you win that division with that pitching rotation, barring any injuries. Cease is a stud. He'll automatically become number one.
I agree. He got.
I mean, I can definitely see us giving. I could see us giving up some outfield prospects. I mean, we have a ton of outfield prospects to
not
trade
PCA,
away here.
Not PCA, and that'd probably be one of them.
No, he's not. PCA is no longer a prospect.
No,
he's a major.
Yeah.
I mean, your outfield is Suzuki, Tucker, and PCA. Those are your outfielders, right? Are you willing to trade Ian Happ? And I mean, would you trade Owen Casey, Kevin Alcantara? Like, you've got some players that you can move and some more stuff in the pipeline. But are you going to do that for a 1-year player that you're not going to re-sign because you're gonna be priced out? He's gonna go to the Yankees or Boston or the Dodgers or Texas. That's gonna spend and splurge on a pitcher because that's what they do. The Cubs don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, who's the guy we brought up last year? Was it Alcantara?
Alcantara was
at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like I'd be willing to move on from him to bring in Cease, but like I would not give up any of our guys that are on the major league roster right now. In the way of like PCA or Hap or any of those guys. But like I said, Alcantara, like I would, to get a guy like Cease, yeah, I would do it.
Wow.
And you guys make great points, and I'm gonna jump on the JC. I'm gonna jump on the JC train. I'll take 1 year. Give me 1 year and get in the postseason, and then if it works out, pay the guy.
Well, again, my whole reason why I say I'm willing to do it is because we have such a log jam of outfield prospects that it's one of those where it's like, where would Alcantara fit in? Right? Like, so it's one of those, like, instead of having a log jam in my AAA, AA of all these outfield prospects, give me that arm. Like, to me, like, I think it's worth it. Like I said, I wouldn't give up Pat. I wouldn't give up PCA. I wouldn't give up anybody that's on our roster. But like I said, prospects, absolutely. How many times we say it every week? Prospects are suspects.
Suspects. Yep. And
however, we've also
go ahead.
traded away some of those suspects, and they've actually turned out. So, yeah. So
I agree with you. If I'm the GM of the Cubs, I'm trying to win now. I'm trying to win now.
I will say this.
Always have I will always have that mentality. I need to win now. Also, we don't know if this is his Jets last year.
He's on the hot seat.
He's on the hot seat. So he has to produce to get another contract. So, in my opinion, you pull the trigger because prospects are suspects. So you do that to win, and it automatically puts you in contention to not only get past to win the division, but get past the first round of the playoffs with that pitching staff. I still think they need to add one or two more arms in the bullpen that are more secure, but you can do that at the trade deadline as these teams are flailing, right? You'll pick off the Pirates, you pick off the White Sox, you pick off Cincinnati. Oh no, Cincinnati is decent. It's going to be decent this year, but you pick it off
third.
But I think they're a young team, and with I think Francona's going to get that team going in the right direction. That's a very good coach that's going to turn that around. But again, with the Cubs, I really think if you're trying to win this year, Cubs, you make the trade and stop holding on to prospects. We do that in Chicago. I don't understand why we hold on to prospects like they're gold or Bitcoin. Like, you could have traded for Kobe, but you wanted to keep you wouldn't trade Darnell Marshall. Who? It makes no sense. Every Chicago team is like, oh no, we can't trade away our prospects, our young guys, for a superstar that's going to put you over. Come on, get with the program. It's all about winning championships. And when you are a good team who's built up your farm system, that's when you use those chips to get yourself a proven winner. You hired gun, whatever it may be. Remember, Cub fans, you did that in 2016. You got Chapman. You got your hired gun, and he put you over. That's what you need to do, right? You got a bunch of hired guns for 2016. Whether you traded for them or signed them in 2015 or 14 to have them for 16 ready, right? Your Zobrist and your Haywards, and who else did you get? Your pitching, the guy with the teeth, the pitcher. He's there for a cup of coffee, whatever. I'm not here for a cup of coffee.
It looks like a country singer. Yeah. You got Ben Zobrist. You got, things like that to add in, and it was great. It's just been nothing but starting pitching has been an issue. And I think with that, Lester was one of the start of it. John Lester was the start of it. And then, then you had
Arrieta, Hendricks, Lackey. John Lackey's the guy with the
looks like, and he also looks like a country singer. Not gonna lie.
I don't
know.
I love Nashville.
Or our favorite topic of conversation. If you don't want to give away your prospects for your C's, Trevor Bauer is still out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he definitely is.
I don't understand why. No, I understand why he's been blackballed.
Yeah,
but
we all get it. But like, how hard is it? Like, all right, we're gonna sign you for $3 million. You're gonna be the fifth arm in the rotation, and like, hopefully, he can play up to like second or third best arm.
Hey, Chicago White Sox, go sign Trevor Bauer, and then you can make the sword. You gotta know. You'll get there in seats. Don't worry about it. The White Sox have nothing to lose by signing Trevor Bauer, even if let's say he does like suck or whatever, right? We got nothing to lose. We'll make a bobblehead with him with the sword. It'll be retractable. You can go like this. It'll be fun. We're all about marketing with the White Sox and the Bulls. That's all we are, about marketing and bringing the fans in, having a good experience. We don't care about wins and losses.
We really should tag him. As much as we talk about him on the show, we should really tag him in a clip. And be like, hey, we support you, sir. Like, we want you to come to Chicago. Let's go.
Can you sign my sword?
Whoa.
Actual sword, guys. Okay, first of all.
Yeah.
We're a PG product, sir.
Katana.
Yeah. All right.
Steven's gonna pull
We'll
out a
talk
lightsaber.
more baseball. We've got another 6 months of talking baseball, so we'll cut it short here. Let's close out the show with a what you watching. What you watching that isn't sports. We'll start off with JC.
Ooh, gonna go ahead and say that Cobra Kai started that last night. Have not finished it, so don't ruin it. But watch the first 2 episodes of the 5 episodes. You know, first 2 episodes were kind of lackluster. We'll see where it goes with the final 3. Other than that, I'm waiting for Reacher to come out this weekend.
Ooh, everything's coming out. Everything's coming back.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's like everything's in February, and I'm like, I'm gonna get to March and be like, there's nothing to watch.
No, Daredevil, actually.
Daredevil comes back. I just finished. Anyways, JC, finish your thoughts.
I've already heard, Captain America, whatever, is not as good as it.
Well, he'll talk about it. He'll talk about it.
Yeah. Otherwise, finishing The Recruit, finishing forget the name of the Night Agent or whatever. Trying to finish those up. But that's really about it for me.
All right, Stevie B.
Say this again. I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. William Zabka will always be the Karate Kid. I don't care what anyone says. He is the Karate Kid, not Ralph Macchio. Okay, clip that. I saw Brave New World. I think I talked about it yesterday, and I was talking about it with the guys. Comic book fans, nerds, you got to stop complaining about the thing. But also with Brave New World, a lot of people liked it, but the critics, the reviewers who are really, have a platform are like, this is terrible. It's another disappointment. It's filled with action-packed stuff. It's kind of like an Incredible Hulk sequel at that point, but he's also the responsibility of now Sam having to take that responsibility as Captain America, right? He's the guy in charge. Now, Steve had to take care of all those accountabilities, and now he has to worry about that. Harrison Ford does an amazing job playing a president like he hasn't done before. Get off my plane. Yeah, I just, I honestly, I loved it. I'm probably go see it again. And I pretty much got all the popcorn stuff, and I spent a lot of money that I shouldn't have, but it was well worth it. It's well worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to play spoiler or anything like that, but the only criticism I heard was, there's such a build up to Red Hulk, and then he didn't get much screen time. So that was the only criticism I had really heard was
But how many times do you want him to go red and change? It's got to be like the final act part because he's president. So it's kind of like can't really have him freak out and then who is it? Because you could kind of tell. But there's an actual something behind playing puppeteer. So if you haven't seen it, go see Incredible Hulk. It's kind of like a follow-up, but still Captain America movie. You got new characters. I think it's great. I give it a 8.5 or an 8, B minus. I think they kind of missed. I wish they had one more credit scene, post credit scene, but there's only one, so you don't have to stay. But it's at the end, not like right when it ends. There's something you got to wait till the final all the credits. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very old school.
The one thing I didn't like is the fact that they didn't play the Marvel Studios song. That always makes me giddy. I get excited. Like shoving popcorn in Sean's face. But yeah, it's just because we saw it at 3:30 on Thursday. So because I was already getting spoilers on certain apps that I was like, oh nope. Gotta put my phone in lockdown. So, but yeah, other than that, nothing much really. I mean, just watching background shows, Entourage for the first time because Arnie, he's like the best character in the whole thing. And then yeah, pretty much it. What about you, Big Z?
Well, I just finished Daredevil today. With Fisk going back to jail. I thought that was pretty cool. You kind of seen it coming, but that last episode was action packed with the fake Daredevil and him. I thought it was a great series. Just about every episode has like a big fight, so it's very action packed. So I'm excited to see what comes with the new season, the Born Again season. And I hope that he's actually used in the Marvel universe more often. He made a cameo in She-Hulk and
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, right? He was a lawyer. Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was a good series. I think something to if you have not watched it, you can go watch it. I know it's part of the whole Defender series, and I didn't watch the other ones, which is like Iron Fist and Luke Cage,
Jessica Jones.
Iron Fist isn't worth watching, but all the other ones are good.
Again, with all the new shows coming out, they are at the bottom of the back burner. Not a priority to watch. I do want to watch the 5 episodes of Cobra Kai. I'll probably get it done probably by Thursday. What else is out? Oh, I started watching the SNL 50-year anniversary special. I kind of took my nap today, so I kind of missed like a good hour and a half of it, but it's pretty hilarious. They brought back a lot of cast members. They did a skit where they said, we're sorry about the stuff that's not PC anymore. So they did like a memorandum of all the animated or commercials that were really raunchy and bad and in bad taste. But it was introduced by Tom Hanks, and he said, well, we did this, but you laughed. So who's really should be canceled? It should be you, the fans. I thought it was pretty funny. So that's pretty much what I'm watching. I know there's a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of Marvel stuff coming out. Reacher, great show. That's something I want to get to see. What else is coming out? That's pretty soon. Steve B.
We have there's that one with Will Ferrell. It's about his daughter getting married. That's on Amazon Prime. Invincible, if you're another comic book cartoon, but an adult comic book cartoon, that's out on Amazon again, which is also very great. What else? Fun fact, you talked about Daredevil. Do you know what was going on with Bullseye's back?
I wanted to ask you off air, but we can talk about on air. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with his back because that is the ending scene. They're operating on Bullseye. I didn't even know that was his comic book name.
Yeah. So that's actually adamantium that's going in his back.
Oh.
So it kind of makes sense that he's getting it. The timing's right. And then in Brave New World, they're fighting over adamantium in that Celestial's body, hand, face thing. So it's a good tie-in at this time. So kind of works out.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. So lots to watch that isn't sports, especially these two coming weeks where it's like really no sports going on before March Madness because no one's watching the NBA. Maybe you watch the NHL All-Star game. That might be exciting,
Well, Thursday's the big game. Wear your red, white, and blue. Support the team.
Oh man, that means I got to pull out my Reebok American flag shoes.
There you go. I want to see a photo of those.
They're pretty sweet. I will send them in a group chat.
All right. All right, boys. I think we're good for today, and we'll do this again next week for sure. You guys, USA. All right, y'all. That is it for today. Thank you to the fans for listening and watching. Thank you to all of you that have been sticking with us and supporting us through 235 episodes. Thank you to our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and JC for making some awesome gear. So, this new hat. You flip it around. Show off the hat, man.
Show the people. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, I got to go and pick one of those up. Definitely need that. I'll probably buy 3 because I need one to wear on a daily basis, and then the different colored one. Yeah, that for baseball season, it matches everything.
Colors? We're talking different colors. Yeah, we got
see. That's the one I like. I need that one when I go to the Cubs game. When I go to the Cubs game, I need that one. I can't be wearing the other one. I like the other one too, but it reminds me of the other team. So
well, we got one for every team. So whatever you like to do. All right. If you want one of those hats, hit up JC. He'll give you a quote, and we'll start selling some of those hats, man.
$2. No inflation here. Lower than eggs. It's lower than eggs.
I don't know what you're talking about, but eggs. I bought some the other day for $11.69. So
who eats eggs that much? I don't wake. You know, I don't eat eggs because I don't wake up till the afternoon, so I'm not craving breakfast. You know?
well, I was making dinner. I was making egg fried rice. So
Nice. Look at JC culinary skills.
oh man, I will have to put some photos up on here of some of the culinary stuff I do. It would make you hungry.
I am right now.
I'm hungry now, right?
We should go down on Western. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that place. Yeah, I know that place.
That's a great place.
I haven't been there, so I'm down to go.
You want to go right now?
No, I gotta edit the show and put it out. If you want to send us a stir in a pot or a recommendation to eat somewhere or a show that you like that you want to talk about, or you want to question us on some of the sports stuff that we talk about, hit us up at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. All right, y'all. For Stevie B and JC, I am Big Z, and we'll see you next time for episode 236. And until then, be good to each other. For the love of sports.
Swish.